global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. All seems not to go well with the relationship between Daniel Bwala, a staunch supporter of Atiku Abubakar in his last presidential bidding, and Atiku himself. Don't forget that the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has been outside the country for more than 6 days now, and same with the vice president. The vice president visited the United States of America for the U.S. Africa Business Summit, and the same with Bola Ahmed Tinubu is yet to arrive from the Special World Economic Forum (WEF) meeting. So right now there is a kind of vacuum, leadership vacuum in the country, and it has triggered a lot of reactions from Nigeria. It's enough, to awaken the consciousness of anybody. Though we know that it had happened in the time of Buhari, but then Atiku Abubakar had to raise an observation that I said, I have been inundated by reports of the absence of the president and vice president from the country. It is unprecedented that the two leaders will be absent from the country at the same time, especially now that the nation is faced with daunting challenges. The question that readily comes to mind is, who is in charge of the country at this point? Or is it right to assume that we are on autopilot? And most Nigerians were reacting to it, but shockingly, one of his very staunch supporters, talking about Bwala came up with a different reply, kind of calling an attack on the statement made by Atiku, and he went directly referring him to the Constitution of Nigeria. And this was what Daniel Bwala had to tell Atiku. He says the president at official but is in charge of the country and can govern from anywhere in the world, whether the vice president is also in Nigeria or not. Aso Rock is not a block industry and the president is not a bricklayer. Read section 5 of the Constitution. This is quite serious, considering the fact that, there had been good relationships between these two. But don't forget that Daniel Bwala some time ago was invited by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to his office. We don't know what transpired in that particular meeting. Some people believe that him and Reign of Mockery may likely be a secret media aid to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, though there is no hints to that effect. And my colleague is in the house. We just want to look at this because I must say that this is getting very, very interesting. What's your position as it regards this sudden reaction by Daniel Bwala? Do you think that Daniel Bwala is now an APC member?
Not
Considering the fact that this same Daniel Bwala talked about how miraculous it is that the brain of a human being works for 24 hours a day and 365 hours or 365 days a year. But they said it is very miraculous. That's the doing of the Lord. And immediately somebody's enter APC, the brain stopped working. But right now it seems as if he has cross-carpeted. What's your position in respect to this?
Don't forget that Daniel Bwala was actually an APC member before he cross-carpeted down to PDP. And according to him, what singular factor that brought him in was because he believed in the rulership of Atiku. But one thing is certain in politics and even in life generally, we don't have permanent enemies, we don't have permanent friends, all we have is permanent interest. Daniel Bwala have moved on. He left APC for PDP because he was so sure that Atiku would take the day, being a seasoned politician. And from all indication, those who are aligning with Jagaban and Siwaju, they're enjoying their day. Why should I be following somebody who the next 8 years, as the case may be, may not be smelling that seat? And it's not like I am actually the enemy of Jagaban. I can always dance my way through. And it's somebody I know, because something that can always be at the corridor of power. So why shouldn't I? I did not write any agreement. There's no signed agreement between me and Atiku. So if the presidency seem to like me, and this is the opportunity for me to prove my point, that Mr. President, I'm with you all the way, regardless of who talks against you, I will come against such. It clearly shows that this is a case of permanent interest. Atiku, whether he threw him under the bus or not, doesn't really matter for Daniel Bwala. All he wants is I'm showing the signs and symptoms, that I'm actually aligning with the president. Don't forget, the same Daniel Bola and even Ren Okri have spoken severally against the same president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, during the build-up of the election. That's to tell you that in this life, there's no permanent friend, there's no permanent enemy. Try to make sure your interest is aligned. Even if it's aligning with your enemy, it becomes your friend automatically because of your interest.
Wow. Now, a lot of people have a lot of people are talking about Daniel Bwala as being one person you cannot
Trust.
trust. And they mentioned three of them: Breno Mokri, Daniel
FFK,
Bwala, and FFK.
FFK.
Yeah, see,
Oh.
those three guys are very
But
powerful
no,
in
but you know that of FFK he tops the charts. No, but it's undisputed. His own is
So, with
undisputed.
what had just happened, I don't know if Daniel Bwala is planning to move. But like you rightly say, 8 years is a long time, and staying without anything touching your pocket, claiming to be supporting one person, it makes no sense. And
And let's get real here. 8 years of this relationship. How old will Atiku be then?
yeah, you
Is he going to be
understand.
using walking stick in Asoro?
You understand? So stomach infrastructure needs to be well taken care of. So Daniel Bwala is indeed trying to just do his own thing and enjoy himself. And that will send a signal to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that there had been a kind of a new guy on the block who is standing so strong with him. But however, I think that what Daniel Bwala did there is a way of weakening the respect Nigerians have had for him. Though he didn't really lambast Atiku, but he only pointed him to the constitution that the
Give it,
constitution has
give
to
it
be
time.
there for that. You understand?
Just give it time. As
Okay.
time moves on, and if Atiku keeps becoming more vocal in his ways, Daniel Bola will come for him.
Is it?
Yes, if Atiku keeps moving on, as time goes on, Atiku gets more vocal in his antagonism or he's openly, criticizing the government of the day, then that may be one major task they may give to him.
Wow.
Prove that you can do this and tackle this person.
So which means there's a job already on ground for him.
I wouldn't know. This everybody see in Nigeria, position yourself, man.
Life is one.
It's a case of positioning.
Yes.
So he's probably positioning himself ahead. So his own is even unique because at least, like he rightly said, that he's a friend of Jagaban, regardless of politics. That Jagaban is one person you usually have contact with. So his case is a bit lighter, if you ask me.
I think that is why most people prefer a guy like political friend like Wike. Because Wike would never wake up to make such a statement, But all these young guys, well, however, let's see what would transpire in the nearest future. Personally, I think I should be expecting an open declaration of appointment from the president for the likes of Daniel Bwala and Rena Mokri. But we're still waiting to see how things will turn out. That's where we'd like to leave it. Let's begin our conversation.